All right, thank you everybody for joining us here on Digital Trends Live. And of course, you know, every other Friday, we've got a segment called Work Life where we're joined by Ciara Pressler to help guide us through this crazy time. I don't know if you're like me, but maybe you've been a little stressed out lately. A few things going on in the world. And how do you manage that? Well, Ciara can hopefully help us out with that. Ciara, hello, good to see you.
Hey Greg, so nice to see you. Good smoky morning here on
I
the
am
West
doing.
Coast.
Oh, yeah, there is so much that's happening right now, and I'm just going to say this. I'm having a little bit trouble hearing Ciara, so I'm just going to go ahead and adjust this right now. But I'm going to hand it over to you. Ciara, help guide us through this. What are some things that we should be thinking about right now?
Greg, there's a lot going on, and the first step is just to acknowledge it. You might be trying to work through all of these multiple crises that are happening at once, and you might be working from home. If you're like me, your desk faces a window, and all you can see out the window is forest fire smoke. And so, how do you focus when there's so much going on? Well, maybe you don't. The first step of trying to get your focus back is to just acknowledge a lot is going on right now, and maybe you just can't work at 100%, and that's okay. We're not all going to be hitting our perfect productivity during this time between the pandemic, the social justice movement, forest fires, and anything else you may be navigating in your personal life. You don't have to hit 100% right now. Maybe 90%, maybe even 70% is perfectly okay.
Yeah, there's just so much, that's happening and that goes on, and it's hard to really get a grasp of everything at the same time. What are some good tips and tricks that can help everybody out?
Well, the first thing is to be aware of what is making you so distracted. For me, I'm hitting refresh on that wildfire map over and over. And maybe I need to shut that browser tab, stay off of social media during work hours, or just limit my news intake in the morning. We're coming up on election season, and while it's great to be an informed citizen, too much news can make you feel really anxious. Maybe you don't need every single breaking news alert. Shut those alerts off on your phone. Take those red dots away from your apps. That can really help you stay focused on the task at hand. Another tip that I love is doing things in intervals. The same way you might work out with high intensity intervals, you can do that with your work as well. There's a really popular method called the Pomodoro method, where you set a timer for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break and repeat that 4 times. And there are plenty of apps that will guide you through interval work like that. And so I love using that when my focus is everywhere, because then it turns work into a game, which I am all about.
Man, it's just so good. It's really good advice. You always do provide us with great advice on what it is that we can be doing with this. And thinking about that, going forward, is there anything else that you think people should be thinking about on how to kind of get through this crazy time?
Yeah, of course, be really conscious about your outside of work time as well. Make sure you're doing some self-care, and self-care sometimes might be going out to the bars, but sometimes it might be just like having a quiet night at home. Make sure you have some emergency contacts for your personal life, and that's people you can call if you just need to talk, just need to vent. Community, even though we are physically distanced in a lot of situations right now, community is really what keeps you healthy. So make sure you're building those relationships, those friendships, even if it's just over video and over the phone.
That's great advice. I've been trying to do that myself, and just it's crazy, but there's help out there. There's places to go, and resources to look to. And Ciara, I want to say thank you for being here. To talk about all of this too. Is there anything else that you want to let people know about?
Yeah, just last tip is that, everyone else has a lot on their minds too. And so just acknowledging it, bringing it up, can be really helpful to put everyone on the same page. And it is not weak to ask for help if you really need it. Tell people what's going on. They can't read your mind. So go ahead and speak up if you need to talk to a friend, a colleague, a supervisor, and get some more support.